Good morning. So this is my last session with you in Portugal, and I'd like to start. So with cross legs, make yourself comfortable. When you're sitting with cross legs, make sure that both of your pin bones are on the floor. And you can either have your legs crossed like this. You can do the full lotus if you want. But all of these positions, whether it's the full lotus or it's the half lotus or your legs just cross, that's half lotus is just with one leg up and the other down, or you can have your legs crossed. It doesn't matter. What you want to do is make sure that you're sitting comfortable and that your spine is straight. That is the key to this position. Why do you want to have the spine straight? Because it connects where the Kundalini energy is, which is the base of your spine. And it's like an electrical circuit that runs up your spine and it connects up with the sky. And so it creates all the time that your body is a conduit between the sky and the planet. So it's just like an electrical plug. And with your spine straight, you'll find that you pull yourself up, you give your organs room in here, and you can have your hands in mudras if you wish. I actually prefer to have my palms down. The reason is that my interest is in lowering my energy so that it comes back home to my center, which is right here. And the more energy and the more of myself, the more awareness that I have here, the more balanced I feel. So we're going to take a deep breath, bring our hands over our hearts, and we'll do 3 long almonds. Close your eyes. Putting your hands on your knees. First, we're going to breathe in. Put your right hand on your left knee. Stretch yourself up and turn to the back and breathe. Okay. Turn to the other side. Breathe 5 times. Once again, twist. You'll find that as you exhale, that's when your body gives more. So breathe in and then twist and then breathe out. Now put your hands on your knees and we're going to be doing 3 Sufi grinds, first clockwise and then counterclockwise. The secret Sufi grind is when you twist here, like this. The secret and the reason for doing the Sufi grind is all putting movement into the torso. I can't emphasize enough how much movement you need to have this. Why? Because it opens up the digestive system. It relaxes the muscles here and also the fascia of the muscles which are holding emotions in our body. You might feel it in your knees or in your shoulders, but the reason for that normally is here in this area. And by massaging, turning, and opening up this space, you'll find that your body starts expanding and you don't have that tendency as when we get older, our bodies become more squat, we become shorter, and our torsos get thicker. And you can see that actually when you put a lot of movement here, your torso does not have to get thicker. You can still keep your waist and your hips when you have the movement here and when you're present here. So that takes flexibility and it takes strength, both. So when people say activate your core, the reason you're wanting to activate the core is it brings your awareness back into your core. This is the part of the body from which you live when you're in balance, not from the heart, not from the head, but actually from the core. Okay, so when I breathe in, normally I try to keep my my shoulders straight so that the only movement is here. So I'm not doing that. Okay, that's not the Sufi ground where your torso is straight. I'm keeping straight and doing this strange movement as if I'm trying to stir a pot. Okay, so I breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. 3 circles clockwise. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's do the opposite way. Counterclockwise. Breathe in. Breathe out. Punch. Roll your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. The last sitting exercise we want to do is a pumping exercise that you'll do when you're pumping your Muladhara, that's the sex muscles. And when you pump that, what happens is that shoots energy up your spine. It's a powerful energy, it's a sexual energy. And oftentimes the areas of the body that have stress in them or they're locked down is because sometimes it's a sexual energy that's locked in there and that hasn't been released. Because we have so many ideas about sexual energy. It has nothing to do with your partner. It's opening and clearing and moving the energy within your own body. And, you know, once you take shame away from sexuality, and then, you know, you look and it's spring, everything's having sex with everything. That's what creates life. And our bodies also need to feel that rejuvenating energy coming in that creates life within our body. Okay, so what we're going to do, and also on a practical level for women, when you exercise and pump and use this Muladhara, the sexual energy, it's also like the Kegel pumps, which means that it also helps you avoid sneezes. So, because the stronger that muscle is, then when you sneeze, you know, our bodies were made in a funny way. We have a hole in one of our bodies, so it's only natural that, you know, we might if we sneeze or something that, you know, drop a little bit of urine. But if the Kegel muscles are strong, if the sexual muscles are strong, that won't happen. It's like when you're younger, you don't have that problem. So those muscles also need to be exercised just as well as any other type of exercise that we have. So we're going to do that for 10 times, okay? I hold my hand like this because it helps remind me, it's a physical reminder of pulling those muscles in, okay? So you're going to breathe in, hold, okay? For 10 seconds, and then you release. 5. Breathe in, hold. And then release. Relax. Breathe in, hold. 3. And release. Breathe in, hold. and release. Breathe in, hold. And release. I'm using breath as well. Breathe in, hold. And release. Relax all the body. Breathe in, hold. 8. Release. It's 9. Last one. Breathe in, hold. And release. Good. Very good. Bring your legs forward. Sit straight. Your hands behind you. Okay? Fingers facing forward. This for your shoulders back. So warm here. I'm going to take my jersey off. That is the pose. Now activate the Muladhara, the sexual muscles, and fold. Relax. Good. Now, this time just rest gently over your legs. Keep your feet active. Make sure your head is dropped down. Now bring your feet up. Actually, and pull yourself back where you can, especially if you're having problems with your shoulders. And you want to bring your go to the side so you can see better what I'm doing. Just that. Good. And drop over your feet again. I'm going to be doing the second step. We're doing tabletop. Hands down again. Up into a tabletop. If you're comfortable doing that, also raise a leg. All right. And down. This time, rest closer to your legs. And now you're resting on your shoulders. This is a shoulder opener. So be very careful. You're letting your torso rest between your shoulders. Good. Now, right leg sideways. Face forward. And lean forward where you can. Remember, you can always take something. Don't feel embarrassed if you can't reach forward. Point of this pose is not holding onto your foot. Point of this pose is here, here. Putting movement in this part of the body. This part of the body also surrenders and lets the shoulders drop. So I could bend forward like that. That's not what I'm wanting to do. Using something, it could be a sweater, it can be anything. Bring it in front of you. Hold on to it. And just move here. Good. Just like that. Good, that's it. Right. Now, bring your hands on either side and now round your back. Round your back. Now open yourself up this way. So this leg, if you have problems with your knees, keep both legs open. But you should be sitting comfortably with your feet. Activate both feet. And lean to the side. And rest. Just like that. If this is all you can do, so you're not like this, what you're doing is you're stretching and opening this side of the body. Bring your hand down. If your elbow can come on the ground, it's even better. If not, leave the elbow up here. Okay? And then what you're wanting to do is raise your hand up. Notice that I activate my fingers. I keep them open. Not like this, but like that. That will activate the hand. It brings more energy so that you're reaching up and you look up at that hand. The more you can reach, the better the pose. While you're up, see if you can move in concentric circles your arm. Very, very, very slowly. Good. 3 circles right, now 3 circles back. Work with your own body, your own constrictions, okay? Now, bring it over where you can to the right, either pointing toward the other wall or onto the foot where you can. Technically, you should be looking up at the ceiling. That's something I've never been able to do. So we all have our limitations, but I'm doing this better than when I began. So you have to always give yourself credit with where your body is. Very good. Now, let's bring the other. Now, we have the left leg down, the right leg out, rest over the leg. Just rest. Now reach forward where you can, either that or using a belt. Also put a block on or sit and rest. And come back again. And when we have frozen shoulders and places which are very, very, very painful, you just want to put movement where you can into it. What you're wanting to do is relax the muscles, okay, in wherever the shoulder is, whether it's the right or the left side. I know it can be very, very painful in here. Okay. Well, we're going to be doing some exercises to open that up as well. So now this time is with the body straight, hold on where you can. I'll hold the sides so you can see better. See, I'm keeping straight here and moving forward like that. And around, I just relax. Right. Open up. And rest this way. The body is very interesting. The hips are related to this area in the body. If you were to talk about chakras, you would say that it's the first chakra and the fifth chakra. I actually understand energy from even beneath the chakras. It just becomes energy. And you don't need even to talk about chakras anymore. But it's this area that you'll find that if you have a lock in your hips, sometimes working it, you can work it through up here in the body. It's extraordinary. Or vice versa. You can also, by opening up here, you can also release the hips. They're interconnected, the two of them. Then drop your hand down, elbow down if you can, and straight up. Now you can see if you're like this, but you want to stretch as much as you can. Stretch the hand up. So you're connected all the way down here, all the way through here, through there. So you really are, you can see both hands are open and on the floor. And I'm literally feeling the energy of the ground shooting up through my hand up toward the sky. It's like connecting to a very large battery. And then from there, moving forward. Four. That's it. And back again. Good. Now stretch your legs open. Have your feet like this. Crunch them. Open them. Crunch. Open. Crunch. Open. Crunch. Open. One more. Crunch. Open. Now stretch your feet forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. See how that shifts all of the movement. Good. Forward and back. Now take your hand and in a half moon, come forward all the way here. Touch one toe and stretch, 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 stretch. Touch another toe. One more time. You're going to get a little bit lower each time. Don't worry if you can't do it, can't go as low as I can. That's taken many years and a lot of surrender for this part of my body to relax. When I began, I think I was just about like this. And I remember saying, well, there's something wrong with my body. And my body wasn't made to be able to make this movement. And it's just not true. What it is that we hold on to things in this part of the body, in the gut. We have a lot of emotions there, a lot of holdings there. And we just don't move it enough. We don't move it emotionally. We don't move it physically. We don't move it spiritually. And that's why I'm wanting to put a lot of movement into that, because then the muscles will relax and you'll suddenly have flexibility there. Okay, so turn to the side and rest over one foot. Try to keep both pin bones on the floor while you're doing that. Relax. There's a yoga move, which is, they say, you breathe into where the points of stress are. And it might sound strange, but what you're doing is that where your breath goes and where your attention is, energy flows. So if you start bringing your attention to the parts of the body where the stress is and giving it a voice, it will actually start putting movement in, and it will create, instead of a knot, it will start to unwind. Turn to the left. And then ask yourself, where is it in my body that I'm feeling the pain? You know, where is the tightness? Is the tightness in the sciatica? Is the tightness actually in the back of the bum? Is the tightness up here? Or is it in the abs? Is it on the side of the muscles here? Okay. And wherever it is, in the out breath, just breathe down. Very good. Now we bring our feet together and come into frog. So if this is uncomfortable and you can't have your feet on the ground, put a block under your feet. Don't have any blocks so that your feet are comfortable. Okay, and that you're holding on to yourself. But you're trying to open up your legs, have your arms in front of you. If your legs are like that, this is okay. The focus is trying to bring the heels on the ground. Okay. Why do you want to bring the heels on the ground? It stretches the sciatica, it stretches that nerve. If you've been ever wearing heels, it starts shortening the nerve there, and which is why it makes it very painful. You want to bring flexibility and strength into all of that nerve that runs on the back of our legs, because that will give you a grounding. Oftentimes, a lot of fear is held in the fascia of these muscles in the back. Okay, so also if you ever have an emotional release, you'll find yourself thinking about stories. It could be stories from your childhood. It could be an issue that you're dealing with now. Just become aware of it and understand what happens is our head, our brains can't understand emotions. So what a brain does is it tries to puts a story on the emotion. So you're suddenly in yoga and you're breathing, and then you're thinking about a problem at work. So keep aware that you suddenly think, what's happening? Well, I'm already at my work. What's the emotion behind that? I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling sad. And if you focus on that attention and forget the story, but just on the emotion, and you go into it and says, oh, I'm feeling angry. Okay, and allow yourself to feel it. You know, it's only our brain that puts a judgment on that. There is nothing wrong with any emotions at all, even especially anger, especially anger. Anger is a very powerful emotion. If it's conscious, you can throw it at things and you can transform it into healing energy. And especially women were never allowed to feel anger. And most of the problems that we have in our body is because we have anger that's being held within the body. Okay. I can say a lot about this, and I'll be sharing a lot more about this. So right now, what you're wanting to do is put your hands, activate them, fingers wide like this. And you're wanting to put your elbows closer to the ground, just like that. And you look between your hands. And this is called the frog. And breathe. Just try to relax. This is relaxing. This relaxes the shoulders as at the same time as it opens the hips. Good. From here, keeping your legs wide, you have what I call the Ganges pose, which is that you bring your hands together in pose. Your elbows are pushing so that you start raising your body up. I'm pushing out against my legs. And I imagine myself sitting on the Ganges River in prayer in the evening. This is a hip opener. Good. Now, hands down. We're going to come up into a standing position. In the standing position, open your legs wide. To a semi. Relax your shoulders and just move slowly from side to side. Side to side. Now, this time start raising your arms up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Good. One more. Breathe out. Good. Keeping your legs like this. Bring either, I'm going to turn around so you can see either hold, either. So I hold like this, or like this. Whatever is easier for you. If you're just holding like this, it's absolutely fine. Okay, turn to the right, move your foot to the right, and rest over your leg. And breathe 5 times. Up. Turn to the opposite, now to the left. My left leg is out, my foot is pointing to the left. My right foot is solid, okay? And turn to the left. And then we're going to take something very nice from Tai Chi. Still facing to the left, it's the crossbow. I bring my hand out as if I'm holding onto a bow. My right arm comes, I look down my left arm, and I'm pulling the bow open. As I open up, I turn to the right. Now my right arm is holding the bow, and I'm pulling back. Okay. And now you can bring your legs if you want to. So you can have fun with this. What you want to do is make sure You're looking as if pointing to your boat. This is a very good arm stretching muscles. Good. Now bring your arms behind your back if you can. Rest your hands under your head and lean back where you can, just a little bit. Very good. Not easy. And then just rest down. Your back is completely rounded and you're resting. Put your hands on your hips, straight back. And come on. Good. This time, into shoulder exercises. Bring your shoulders all the way forward and all the way back. All the way forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Now reverse, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Now just do one. Do your right, and then your left. Right, your left. Now back, left going back, right going back, left going back, right going back. One more time, left going back, right going back. Now see if you can do the opposite. See, one is going forward, one is going back. Takes a little bit more coordination. In and out. Even I'm not sure whether I can do it. Wait, there we go. Like that. Good. Then, where you can, bring your hand up, your right elbow where you can. And the left hand reaches over, folds the elbow. So your hand is resting down the middle of your back. That is the pose. Holding. Keep relaxing into the pose. And then now with your left hand, see if you can reach behind. And turn over so you can see it, either that or you hold on to a belt. Good. Then draw. Now, you're gonna do the opposite with the right arm. Right arm up. Left arm. Right arm. Holds onto the left elbow. Pulls the elbow as much as you can, parallel to the head. That is the pose, right there. And keep breathing. Right. Now, release. Turn it to the back. So you're doing the opposite of the cow pose. Turn around so you can see where you can. If you can only hold a belt, just for a belt. Just like that. And then relax. And now this time, bending forward. See where you can, hold on to your toes. And you hold yourself up and bring your elbows out and you leverage yourself down. And hips come up, last pose, hands together. Open shoulders wide. And come down and relax. Drop your head, make sure your head is dropped. Okay. From here, come back down again. Arms inside, okay, inside, and rest, just like that. And then you sit back down. So if you're okay, the strength pose is to see if you can balance yourself on your legs, okay? That might be too difficult for you. That is the next pose. If you can't do that, then just relax down. Okay. And we want to be with our knees flat. Good. Hands stretched out in front of us. Bringing this as much as you can. You're opening up your fingers wide. First the fingers wide, then bring your thumbs forward. Okay. And you might start like this, and you'll find over time that your forearms will connect. Because what you're wanting to do is open your fingers here. Okay. This is especially for working on computers. This is what's difficult, is opening those fingers and relaxing. We keep a lot of stress in our fingers. Good. Now, just roll very carefully. Your wrists both directions. There you go, like that. Now stress the thumb. Left thumb. Hold on to it, it's like a gun. Use your fingers like that. And you're stretching here. I'll show you, so make sure you can see that. So that you're holding with your fingers. I'm holding my wrist, my left thumb, and I'm pulling. See, I'm pulling down, pulling the thumb toward my forearm. Good. Now to the other side. Pulling the thumb toward the forearm. There you can see. If you do it every day, it will eventually touch. You have to remember your body is like it's like an old leather shoe. We have to keep on putting movement into the body for it to retain its flexibility. And our minds are as flexible as our bodies are. So you want to keep putting movement into the body, and that also at the same time as it opens the neurological pathways and gives new ways of thinking toward your brain. So that is how a flexible body makes also a flexible brain. So now with your fingers forward, come into the panther. Your head forward. This might be very painful onto the shoulder. Go where you can. Okay, because this activates, I find this also a very challenging position. So, move into it where you can. Doing a movement like this, rocking movements, will also help your shoulder. Till you come in, good. There you go. Now, open your legs like that. My feet are together. Put my head down so you can see. Okay, my feet are together, and I'm resting my body like an 8. Okay. And I'm opening up my hips. Good. Then when you can, what you want to do is you're resting your left hand comes up like that. And then down. Now your right hand, where you can, and up. And then down. Now bring your left leg up. And then down. Right leg up. And then down. Now we're doing all 4. It's a core pose called Superman, Superwoman. Keep holding, try to raise your arms and legs as much as you can. Keep holding, and then relax. Good. Now we're going to do one more pose before we flip on our back and we finish. Bring your hands together under your body, okay? Chin is resting. Inch your way up, inch your way up. And bring your left leg up. Good. Now your right leg. Good, and then down. And relax. Okay. Roll yourself around. Bring yourself to the back, and we're going into the plow. Legs up. I'll turn the side so you can see better. Legs up like this. And where you can, if you can, roll yourself over into the plow. If you can only do this, that's absolutely fine too. Your arms can either be this way, or they can rest in front of you. With your arms down. Now, bring your legs on either side of your ears. Okay. Raise one leg up. And the other. Up. And the other. And then slowly move down. Okay. Good. Arms up. Bend the knees. Drop the feet and turn to the right. Open your arms and look to the left. Okay. Straighten up again. Bring up your feet and now to the left. And look to the right. Good. Come together, drop your left leg. Bring your right leg straight. And either with a belt or with your hand, bring the right leg down. So you're opening up the body and go to the left. Okay. Now bring your leg up. Cross. Now you have your left hand on the leg. Bring the leg to the left and turn to the right. This is our twisting motions. Once again, putting twist into the torso. Up. Bend the leg. Take your left hand on your right knee and bring it to the left and look towards your right hand. Okay, come back up. Drop your right leg, bring your left leg up. Hold on to it either with your hand over the belt and bring your left leg out to the left. Look toward the right. This is a hip opener. And breathe into your stomach. Good. Bring your leg up, cross. Now holding on to your left leg. Bring that to the right and look to your left. And straighten. Bend the knee. Hold on to the knee and turn it to the right. Great. And then for the last pose, we're going to be doing something interesting. It's a combination of a bridge. Like, and this is bringing your feet around like this. Okay. So your feet are lying flat. You can see me like that. Okay. Now you might want to put pillows here. So you might want to rest yourself with a pillow and then a second pillow. Because what you're going to do is just slowly bring yourself back. Back. Okay. And you're giving a stretch to your lower lumbar region. And the ultimate stretch is opening up your arms like that and resting. And as you're resting in the pose, the longer you rest in the pose, the more it allows the muscles to start relaxing. Because muscles will hold a tension point in them. And they hold it for so long that it starts to feel normal. The only way to allow the muscles to create new spaces and to relax is by holding this pose. And you coax them out of it. So they start trusting you again. Now we're going to hold this pose for 1 more minute. Relax. Keep surrendering into the pose. Keep relaxing. Keep breathing. And you'll recognize that when you're in this pose, it forces you to also breathe in a different way. So your breath starts lower. It starts much lower, and then it comes up into the middle region and then into the lungs. Because the middle region is in a concave, you're forced to breathe on either side of it, which is the parts of the breath that oftentimes aren't used. The full breath starts in the lower belly, comes into the higher belly, and comes up into the lungs, and then comes out again. Good. And then careful about coming out of the pose. You'll probably feel this here. And then you rest in the opposite pose, which is the child's pose. Child's pose can either have your hands down in front of you or around the back, like that, in a child's pose. Okay, and then you hold on like this. Okay, and relax, just like that. Relax. Just relax. And go into the child pose and just rest. Okay, and relax. Just relax. Just relax. Relax. Okay. Now, bring your legs down and go into Shavasana. Okay, so just drop yourself back like this and relax. While you're in a Shavasana and you're absolutely completely relaxed, make sure that you feel as if the ground is holding you. So it's holding you down. And you have the sensation that you're being held. Okay, good. Just keep resting. And I want you to do a full body scan while you're resting. Start with the head and scan it as if you're a scan. And see where in the body you have any tension. So scan from the eyes, slowly come down through the nose. And when you come to the mouth, open up the mouth, open it up wide, and then relax it. And see if that doesn't relax the muscles around the jaw. We hold so many unsaid words in our jaw that oftentimes that's why people have the stiff upper lip, is because we're afraid of saying things, we're afraid of saying our truth. We think it's oftentimes because we say we don't want to hurt someone else, but oftentimes we're afraid that if we say our truth, they will abandon us, they won't like us. And the more comfortable you are with telling your truth, the better you become that you're able to say it in a way that won't blame the other person. That you're expressing how you're feeling, but you're not blaming the other for how you're feeling. You know, that's an emotion as opposed to a feeling. Emotions are emoting from us. Feelings are what come from within us. That is nothing to do with something which is outside of us. And the connection that you're having with your body of being more embodied means that you're going to be more in connection with feelings that you have as opposed to emotions. Because the feelings are how this, the unembodied part of life, the 90% of life that's not physical, but which really is running the show, gives you, you start coming in connection with that, and it becomes like a GPS that starts helping guide you along where you need to go, which oftentimes is not where you think you want to go. So the more you're in connection with that, it's called intuition as well. You're in a connection with a deeper part of you, which is what's running the show. Okay, the unembodied is also called a quantum field, and it is the you that is what is wearing the body. Okay, the you that's permanent. That the body is impermanent. This body's going to die, but you, who you are inside, never dies. It transforms, but it never dies. And so these sensations of intuitions are feelings that come up that says, you know, don't do this, or it's an inexplicable feeling that says suddenly, this is where I'm wanting to live, or this is what I'm wanting to move, or it's telling us to change jobs, or it's giving us indications about relationships that we're in, or relationships with ourselves. This is the deeper cut of life that you start being able to connect with through the body. The body is a mirror that helps bring you deeper there. And so suddenly you start, it gives you a lightness inside of yourself, even though your body feels heavier, because you are more embodied, you are more deeper in your body, and you're more engaged with life. You're less running up in your head. This is the problem all the time up here, because we're all spinning up in our thoughts, which are fearful, because either you notice your thoughts are either in the future, worrying about what hasn't happened yet, or they're in the past, complaining about something that you've done wrong. You know, the brain cannot function in the present moment. And so when you start identifying and thinking that you are this brain, it's going to torture you because it goes round and round and round in circles. What happens is that when you come into your body and you start living in your body, then your brain, it's like a wild animal. Suddenly you start taming it. And it means that you can start using it as a tool, which is what you meant, it was meant for. But you just don't want to start letting it tell you that it's running the show, because it will torture you. That's a guarantee. You want to be able to work with it and not let it dominate you. You are not your thoughts, your brain. You are not your emotions. You are much greater than either of those. So take a deep breath, relax, go deeper into yourself. Roll over to your right. Make a pillow with your hands for a few seconds. And then when you can, come up into the sitting position, which is where we began. And close your eyes. Rest your arms, your arms, keep them rested. Keep your hands on your knees. Spine straight, eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and breathe out for just a few minutes of meditation. And all you're doing when you're meditating is just letting gravity do its work. And your awareness is like grains of sand, and it just starts resting and coming into place in the hips, in the place just a few inches from the Tantien, from the belly button, called the Tantien. And you start, as you bring your awareness there, it starts filling up with you. Take another deep breath, and then follow the breath down. And ask yourself what you are aware of in your body, where the points of stress are. So is it a muscle in your arms? Is it a tightness in the belly? Is it your shoulders are tight? Maybe something in your jaw. And just make a movement. And recognize that you are not that tightness. You're just wanting to let it go. Bring your attention there. It's like a knot, and just unwind it. And as you do that, you'll drop just a little bit deeper in and deeper down into your body. Good. Drop down into your belly. That's it. Your belly. Keep sinking down. Keep feeling it's like a vertical pull downward. Because there's this place in your body that I call home. It's a place that it's not in the body, but you access it through the body, which is where you connect to source. And bring your attention to it. It's an allowing. You can't force it to happen. And your awareness is almost like a flocks of snow. It just floats as light as air down. Movement is down, down into your body. I'm aware that, you see your head is resting squarely on your shoulders. It rests on the neck, just plugged into the shoulders. And then you have this torso, which is what contains all of your organs in the torso, which slots into this cradle of your hips. And at the bottom of where it fits the cradle of your hips, that is where the energy starts coming together. And it's almost as heavy like a stone. And it's a solid, it's a good heaviness. The Asian martial arts have recognized this for thousands of years. They call this point the Dantian, which is the place where all movement begins. When you see any martial arts, the fluidity that they have is because it's almost they get out of the way and the movements are coming through them. They're just pure energy moving. And we in the West have a challenge because we understand the physical part of life, but the intangible part of life is still much of a challenge for our Western brains. But if, as you know, the feelings like love or, even though you can't see it, it's definitely there. So that's just a good indication of just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there. And it's like a river running underneath your feet that you start connecting to. It's life-changing. You start feeling as if you're in rhythm with yourself, with your body, and with everyone around you when you connect to this river. If you don't connect to the river, then it gives you a sensation of being disconnected, disembodied, and very unsure. And so all of my processes, all of the work I do helps bring you in connection with this intangible part of life, which is what runs the show. And it also shows who you are when you connect to that. So let's bring our hands together and we'll do 3 long ohms to finish and close the circle. So thank you very much. And next time I see you, I will be back in Italy. So take care.